It's Women's Day, you know. It's Women's Day. Happy Women's Day to all the ladies out there, you know. Welcome back to KFKulture's YouTube channel. And this is KFKulture The Podcast with me, your boy, Young Weezo. Unfortunately, we do not have a female guest today. But we have an amazing artist today. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be super dope. I hope everyone has been amazing and you have been keeping it epidemic free and just been amazing in general. If you are new to the YouTube channel, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel and also hit the like, comment down below what you thought of today's video and comment down below what artists from Cape Town would you like to see on the podcast? That would help us so much. And also it will let me reach out to artists that I didn't know of. And I'm always down to check out and view new artists. So yeah, today's... Wait, let me just check here. Today's artist... He is a storyteller, entrepreneur, videographer, and video editor. And he takes photos, a photographer as well. So yeah, jack of all trades, you know. He goes by the name of Kaaseeb Jones, if I'm saying it correctly. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I'm going to ask him now when I call him if I'm saying it correct. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I hear you, bro.
Shot, man.
No
Yo,
problem, my brother.
how you
I see
been?
you also into photography, eh? I
Yeah,
saw a couple of your snap.
yeah. I wander between videography and photography.
What studying?
No, I'm actually like self-taught, like just YouTubing
Oh,
me,
self-taught. Yeah.
just YouTubing me in my
Oh, yeah,
chops. Kaaseeb Jones, is that right? Kaaseeb Jones.
Jones, that's correct.
Okay,
sir.
cool. You
Yeah,
live
bro.
on KFKulture The Podcast, man. This is amazing. This is world changing, man. This is groundbreaking. Yo. First of all,
Yeah. I've been looking at a couple of your stuff, and I was really impressed, brother, why the podcast has been pushed and how it has been set up on your page and stuff like that.
so I basically set up the mixer so that I can actually speak through the mic and you can actually hear me on the WhatsApp call.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So I didn't want
Can
to
you
do.
actually hear me?
Excuse
Are
me.
you actually recording me as well?
No, I'm actually just recording the audio. I'm not that advanced yet to record the actual visuals. So I'll get there at
Okay.
some point. And you see, I want to do that that 2 camera setup. I still want to do that as well because I have another camera, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult now, especially now these times we're living in. So yeah, man. First of
Totally
all,
understand.
tell us more about yourself and your art.
Okay, so basically, I see myself as a visual artist. I represent Cape Town, internationally and nationally. Born and bred from the mother city. I was raised in Hanover Park, moved around a bit, and then came to Deep River, living in Deep River for a while now. So a little bit about myself. Visual content producer.
Yeah.
Lots of content, tons of content.
Yeah, there's
For
so much.
Atlantic Film Studios. The Film Academy. Film Africa. BBC World. Tons. I even went abroad. Did content for Dubai, Qatar, Oman. Went to New Zealand. Went to India. Did stuff over there as well. Came back to Cape Town. Started my own company. And now 1 to 3, I'm busy doing content for a lot of people. Doing different artists. There was Dopes and Jude. There was Youngsta CPT. There was On the Block, which is a brand that I started on my own with a producer named Tyler Koopman. Um, yeah, I don't know what else do you want to know? There's lots to speak about.
Nah,
Just got to point in the right direction.
that's cool, man. That's cool. We have like 30 minutes, so it's chilled. We there's a lot to talk about. I first I want to know, what camera do you own? Because I couldn't like pinpoint what camera you actually own. Because I see it's a C100, right? The cinema camera.
So I actually own multiple cameras, bro.
Sure.
I have a 5D.
Sure.
I have a 5D Mark II. I have a C100 Mark 1. I have a 700D. I have a 600D as well. And then I have a lot of like audio equipment. I have lights. I have the whole shebang, bro. The whole shebang.
Sure.
Yeah. So I've been doing it. I've been doing it roughly for almost 10 years.
Yo,
You know.
OG in the
So
game.
yeah. So it's been a long time that I've been creating content, and I've had a lot of time to invest in my career. And through that, I've been able to collaborate and meet tons of people. Yeah.
I think that's the idea of actually creating content, and you can actually reach out to more people, connect with
Of
them.
course.
Um,
Of course.
your company, what's your company's name? Because I saw there's Digital Mavin, if I'm saying it correct.
Yeah.
By your
So
name,
the company's name is it's actually short. It's called DM.
DM.
DM. That's what. Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
it's called. It's Digital Maven, and how we get our clients is through direct messaging.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how it started. And then from there, it went from DM to direct message, and then I needed something catchy, and then I went to Digital Maven. Yeah, and it's just grown from there, alhamdulillah.
And then the other thing is also now the whole epidemic thing now that I mentioned like earlier. Like,
Yeah.
how is that impacting your videography, photography, those kind of things?
So it's actually quite weird because like I never looked at the epidemic as kind of a stumbling block. I
Okay.
took it in my stride. And I feel like most creatives aren't willing to do that, and that's why I won't say they won't succeed, but they won't push past a certain boundary. And I feel like in order to run any business, you have to be a risk taker at the end of the day. So how I utilized the COVID-19 was I would actually end up going to the COVID-19 made everything empty. So
Yeah.
you had to find a way. I basically had to find a way to create content with emptiness. And what I ended up doing was I ended up driving to places like Cape Town. I ended up driving places to like Kensington, Hanover Park. Where were these places? Century City as well. All over Cape Town. So I ended up taking pictures of empty streets, empty places, and 1 to 3, it ended up being a positive in my life because even though everybody else stopped working, I had carried on working because I mean art is not defined by just me alone.
Yeah.
Art is defined by many people as different things.
Mm.
So some people started to love that, the fact that everything was empty, that everything was grayscale, that everything was black and white. People loved
Yeah,
it.
I saw that
And I
on
was like,
your Facebook page.
and I was like, whoa, what the hell? People actually responding to this. And I didn't mean for that to happen. I was just like, this is my passion and this is what I love doing at the end of the day. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to take this onto my shoulders. And, you know, I always say like that God didn't give you stumbling blocks that you can't handle.
Yes, that's
You
correct.
know?
That's correct.
Yeah. So if you are able to think of another way or another angle to approach a situation, then definitely run with it. Don't be scared to initiate your plan just because it is a different way of thinking to the rest of the world, because that is what can make you special at the end of the day.
That's correct. That's correct. I can see like a lot of people like now, especially in the epidemic times, they have to think outside of the box now. Like,
Yes,
and
yes,
and I think like, or I can see actually like social media is like thriving there now because everyone's creating
of course.
content, putting out there, and
Yes,
just like blossoming there. But now, wait, I'm thinking now. I have a notepad here with everything I want to ask you. So I'm just
yes.
checking quickly. Is there any photography that you like focus on mainly, like portrait or landscaping, or just do you think of
So
anything?
no, no, no. So I basically started as a street photographer because I saw myself as like this person that basically wants to shoot photos. I saw myself as that person. And then at the end of the day, what had happened was people started hiring me for like weddings and stuff like that. So I ended up doing weddings. So I couldn't really categorize myself as a portrait or a landscape photographer because at the end of the day, it was my passion that like drove me, you know. So once I started doing those photographs, people started asking me, "Do I do music videos?"
Mm.
And then I started doing music videos. People started asking me, do I do short docus or short stories?" And then companies started coming to me asking they want brand what do you call it, brand CI initiatives where you can get your company seen and stuff like it. And then I started creating small videos for companies. And from there, basically, I didn't know myself yet, but what I had started to do was I started to push a brand that I knew nothing about.
Okay.
And soon enough, film companies started to come to me and they started to ask me like, "Look here, what exactly are you doing? What exactly are you?" Because there was no specific angle in which I was moving. It was just like all over the show. So they started asking me like, "What exactly am I doing? And what exactly is my approach in this?"
Mm.
And then I explained to them the same thing I'm explaining to you now. There is no strategic approach into the way I am doing things. It is just God's plan that has pushed me into this direction,
Okay.
you know. And they were like, "Oh, okay." And then they started pushing me onto set, and I started seeing how feature films were developed, and I started seeing how feature commercials are developed. So that is basically how everything went about. And soon enough, I started to realize that my creative process was not determined by anybody but myself. So once I was able to actually acknowledge that there was no strategy in which I could actually implement things, I just took it on my shoulders and I said, "Okay, I'm going to fly with this," you know. And it's worked until now, you know. It's worked until now. So yeah,
So basically, you have to be a jack of all trades, which you are.
exactly. Yeah, and I was actually looking at your stuff, and you were basically saying that you were also self-taught as well,
Yeah.
and I was also self-taught. I mean, I didn't really study and stuff like that.
Mm.
I did study for 3 years journalism and media studies, but that didn't show me how to utilize a camera at the end of the day. I feel like it was just my passion that drove me into that direction, you know.
That's true. That's true. And inspiration. Who's your inspiration? The $1 million question, which they always ask. Who's your
I
inspiration?
actually I actually like international people. I actually look at them and like I will look at like feature films and stuff like that. And because I'd worked on set with feature films with like people that are busy with feature films, like I know it is not out of my grasp to create content like that
Mm.
if I really want
Mm.
to,
Mm.
you
Mm.
know. So I worked with this international DP. His name is Quentin Fortune. No, 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 Quentin Fortune. Quentin Hendricks. Yeah, and he is from Paris. I worked with him for quite a bit. So he actually showed me like the nicks and tricks when it comes to being a DP, which I see myself as a director of photography. So um, he showed me like the nicks and tricks and stuff. And now I look at myself and I'm like, how can I be like Martin Scorsese at the end of the day?
You.
How can I be like Steven Spielberg at the end of the day? You know, to better myself, you know. I mean, if you set the bar that high, there could be a chance where in 5 or 6 years, I actually I actually achieved something like that. You never know, you know. You just gotta set the bar high, and I don't feel like anything is too big, you know. It's totally up to you at the end of the day as to whether you feel something is achievable or not.
Do you feel that the videography and photography scene is oversaturated?
I don't feel like it's oversaturated. I feel like there's a handful of people that understand photography. And I feel like there's everybody else who wants to be a photographer, but they don't understand photography. You know,
Yeah.
so like there's a lot of stuff to implement when taking a photo or when taking a picture or understanding, like you have to understand light at the end of the day. If you understand light, then you have to understand the rule of third. If you understand the rule of third, then you will have to understand camera dimensions. You know, if you understand that, you know, there's so much stuff to understand. And I mean, it can never be oversaturated, because at the end of the day, when it comes to a film itself, creating a feature film, there is so many people that is required. So many people. And I feel like the more people are open to learn, and the more people are open to collaborate, and the more people are open to define themselves, then the market itself will be able to grow. I feel like people aren't, at the end of the day, everybody wants to be a professional, and that is kind of limited, because I don't even see myself as a professional as it, even though I've been in the game for 10 years.
OG.
You know,
OG.
I don't even see myself as a professional. I see myself as a learner every single day at the end of the day. So, the time you see yourself as a professional is the time you're going to stop learning. And I feel like that is the point I'm trying to make at the end of the day. Is I don't feel like it's oversaturated. I just feel like there are many people that want to be professionals, but they don't have the expertise to call themselves a professional at the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of people that just buy a camera and like, hey, I'm a photographer now. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
whack. That's whack.
Yeah.
Talking about filming, South Africa's film scene. Why do you think, like, if you look at our films and you look at the US films maybe now, like that quality, why do you think we don't even have it?
So no. So that's I think we've got a little twisted. Okay, so there are South African content that looks international. Definitely, there's a lot of award-winning content that has actually gotten awards, and it's come from South Africa.
Okay.
What's this film that was shot with Denzel Washington? I was part of it. Safe House. Safe House was shot there in Cape Town. That looks international. That looks international, and that was amazing. It's only because of the caliber of camera that makes something looks international or not international.
So we're not using the right cameras then.
Yeah, so most people will actually define themselves as a professional. Then they come to say it with a 700D. Like, but you're a professional, like why? And most clients can't say the difference between a 700D and a 5D until it's been shot with. Then they're like, oh my word, but 700D can't actually shoot in slow motion.
Yeah.
Like, why exactly is that? Why is that? And they don't know about frame rates. They don't know about cutoff points when it comes to lens sensors, like crop sizes and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that have been shot in Cape Town, and they look international. They've also won awards for being international. It's only the camera quality that is being utilized that makes it look any less.
That's sad that we're not using the proper cameras, because like
I mean,
like if you look at the overseas market of films, like you can see that cinematics, you can see the camera angles, you can see the CGI, you can see so many elements that they use there.
But those services are available in Cape Town. Like, there's a lot of studios that, I mean, Atlantic Film Studios offers a space where there is a place for you to utilize a green screen, so you can do CGI shoots if you really have to.
Why
You
aren't we
know,
utilizing it?
there's
Why aren't we utilizing it?
you know. So I mean, what's this other place? Media Film Services
Mm.
gives you the option of actually using RED cameras. Those are international
Yo,
cameras that
red.
people use. And I mean, it's just most of the time people don't have the budget or don't understand the budget that they are trying to utilize. I mean, for most of my documentaries, I can walk onto set with my C100 and people are fine with it because they see a big body and they're like, yo, this actually does it. But at the end of the day, I know how to utilize a red as well. I know how to utilize a dragon as well if I really have
Yeah,
to. And the client won't understand that until I push it in their face, you know? Yeah.
sure. Yo. And that cameras are expensive though. Like,
Very expensive. I see that is where it
damn.
comes in. Because like the budget has to be pushed for that. And most people don't have budgets for that here in Cape Town. They only have a budget maybe for a C100 or for a PMW 700 or for a Blackmagic 2K or a Pocket Blackmagic which is at 4K. You know, they only have that budget for that camera. But by pushing a bigger budget, you allow yourself to be on the standard of Sturkiniko, you know?
Mm. Damn. Damn. You probably have to. Yo, but damn, just using that camera is like, yo, yo. And I see like if you have to buy it online, then you just get the body basically. Then you still have to buy the
Of
lens.
course. The lens as well. And but also the lenses cost you a pretty penny as well, eh? The lenses cost you something like depending on the lens you want to utilize. I mean, the standard Canon lenses can go anywhere between 20 and maybe even 70,000, 80,000 rand. You know, and then you get your actual lenses that are with your reds and stuff like that. And those lenses can cost you anywhere between maybe even 300, 400,000, even 500,000.
So
You know?
basically what you're saying is videography, photography, you have to have the budget if you want to be one.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. I mean, the documentaries I'm shooting now in lockdown there's no international shoots coming in now at this current stage because the airports are closed.
Yeah.
There are no international shoots coming down whatsoever. So it's up to me now to utilize this space and take it into my stride and actually use it so that I can actually develop my company now, into something that Cape Town can really use, So the stuff I'm creating now at the moment, like a short story now, actually a short series, which is like 12 episodes long. It should be released in next month, late next month.
Okay.
It's a series of a of homeless people on a field, and they are busy living their life. I would say living la vida loca, They're busy living their life. So that series is going to be dropped soon, and you will be able to see immediately like the C100's quality is really, really good. It looks, I wouldn't say it's international, but I mean, it looks like something that can be showed on the big screen if you really have to.
It's a cinema camera, so obviously it's gonna look way different to the DSLRs and the mirrorless cameras. Do you have a favorite lens though?
Yes, I do. It is called a 25 to, I think it's 25 to 80. 25 to 80 mil, I think it is.
So a
It's only
zoom lens
because of,
basically. So
it's a zoom lens.
Okay.
I like to utilize primes also,
Primes are the
but
best.
primes, but they like on set there isn't a lot of time to change lens sizes, man. On
True.
set, so like I will rather run with a zoom lens. The depth of field is always horrible. But at the end of the day, there isn't a lot of time, and the client doesn't really worry about depth of field. They just worry about, is the picture clear? That's all they worry about. And if the picture comes out clear, then they're happy.
Other thing. Fiki and Tasnim. Explain.
Yes.
Speak to us. What is that about?
It was a play at the Baxter Theatre, and I'd seen the play, and I'd spoken to the producer of the play, and he had told me, Jean-Pierre, he had told me exactly like what exactly he's looking for in this episode, and we were creating a pilot. I would say it's a pilot for Showmax. So we've actually sent it's a story of a Muslim husband and wife, and the trials and tribulations they have within their life. The wife is about to have a baby, and once once she has this baby, basically she has to then accept her mother-in-law's rules when it comes to having this baby. And I feel like that was something many people can relate to, and that's why I ended up shooting the short story, because I feel like everybody has issues within their family, and not issues, issues, and they
Don't be afraid to say it, man.
they have a lot of issues within their family, and the head of the house always tries to persuade you into a different way of thinking. If it doesn't match their way of thinking, you know? So I feel like that was something that was very relatable to a lot of people. And I mean, CTV actually bought into it. Actually, Cape Town TV actually invested in the project, you know? They were actually like, yes, we actually love this. It's very Cape Town, very local. Local is lekker. And they ended up investing in the project. I even ended up getting the Film Academy on board. Photo Hire also jumped on board, giving us gear and stuff like that. So they were also able to help us out, and they saw that project was something that could be achievable. We have pushed it to Showmax to try and sell it to them, but I mean, they're very international, so they don't like Afrikaans dialogue thing, because it's like, why is this Afrikaans? Let's make it English rather, you know. So we were basically trying to create something that was proudly South African, and that is what we came up with at the end of the day. And from that, we have now started this project, which is a new project, which is called Vitsand. It is a series of homeless people and the trials and tribulations they face as homeless people, which is the poverty as well as the stealing of little children as well.
Yeah.
You know, the craziness that happens inside the veld, which is like basically the like, you can get anybody in the veld. You can somebody get like a mad person, they're talking to themselves, you know, and as people you can't trust at the end of the day, because they don't know where they're coming from at the end of the day. So that is also something we also put into our short story. Yeah, so that will be released next month, inshallah. I mean,
That's dope. That's dope. You know, the Fiki and Tasnim, I actually saw it, like, how can I say, when it was released, I know a guy that's in it actually. His name is Cheslin Kipido.
oh,
Yeah,
you were
I know
such a
him.
dope.
I know him. Yeah, that's why I
You were
saw it.
such a dope. Really, he always came to see it motivated, man. Like I really loved working with him. He never disappointed on set. He was always good to like I have assistants with me and stuff like that when it comes to, and most people see the assistants as assistants, you know. But he was like very chilled. He was like, yo, this guy is so dope, you know. Like, it was very, very chilled, bro. Like, I really, really appreciated his honesty as well when it came to the shot angles and stuff like that, the color temperature of the shots itself, you know. And only through collaboration with these different people was the project able to be a success at the end of the day.
What future plans do you have? Besides that, you wanna be like a Steven Spielberg. What movie? So now you could get a big production company now, and they tell you, look here, produce a movie. What movie would you produce?
The movie that we are trying to make now or I wouldn't say the movie, I would say the scripts we are trying to develop at the moment are strictly Cape Town scripts, you know, and those are my future plans at this moment, those are my future goals at this moment to develop those stories because I feel like Cape Town needs so much more than it is getting at the moment. Um, I feel like everybody else needs a stepping stone, and I feel like I am that stepping stone at this current stage. Not to take credit away from any
No, no,
producer
no.
or any director that is pushing content. I just don't see a lot of it, and I'm trying to motivate Cape Town to stay local, to stay liquor, and to progress within ourselves so that our people can get a chance to also be shown.
Because I feel like the movies that I've seen from Cape Town,
Yeah.
I think it's majority like gangsterism movies that I've seen.
Yes. Yes. I'm actually trying to push a different angle also. I'm actually trying to push an angle that doesn't show gangsterism.
Yeah, that would
You
be
know,
something.
like before that started, people thought like lions and tigers were actually walking in the road and stuff like that until they saw that side of Cape Town. And now they think everyone is a gangster in Cape Town. But that isn't the truth. There has to be another side to Cape Town as well. So I'm trying to bring a different flavor at the end of the day.
We need more individuals who think this way, man. We need more individuals that way. Um,
Thank you
where
so much, bro.
where can the people find you on social media? Whoa.
So you can find me. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook.
Drop
You
your
can
drop your
find
handles,
me.
drop your handles.
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me anywhere. You just gotta type in by Kaaseeb Jones on Instagram, or you gotta type in Digital Maven on Facebook, and then you will get all the content. You will get all the things you require. Um, we're all working on some social media events that we're all collaborating with YGen. Um, because the COVID-19 is lasting quite long. So we actually want to drop some event footage, like without an audience, online.
Okay.
And then we're going to see where that takes us,
Mm.
at the end of the day. My handles are, of course, by Kaaseeb Jones on Instagram and Digital Maven on Facebook. Type that in and you'll get to see all the content available. I mean, if you want to contact me on my phone, you can WhatsApp me as well on 081 514 0640.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool, man. I will drop all your details and everything in the description box below for the people to go check it out.
Of course.
And thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you taking time
No
out to
problem.
chill. So it's not the interview,
Yeah.
so we're chilling. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, man. And I really
No problem, my
appreciate it.
brother.
I will speak to you soon.
No problem, my brother. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Shot, bro. Okay, guys. So that was Kaaseeb Jones. Thank you once again, bro, for taking time out to chill and kick it. Really appreciate it. So yeah, that's today's episode, guys. Really hope you enjoyed it and that you were enjoying everything. Because this is so dope where we can have artists like these on the show, man. So I really enjoyed the conversation. It was so dope. Please, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell and drop a comment on what you thought of today's show and also who you would like to feature on KFKulture The Podcast. And if you would love to see more of these kind of content moves we're doing here. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next episode. Safe.